What's up, guys? It's your boy G, and I'm back again. And today I'm bringing you guys this chapter 301 of My Hero Academia review. So, um, there's a lot to get into. So I think I'm just jump straight into it.
Let the darkness take control.
All right. So here, chapter 301, there's a lot. And it's so fitting that my screensaver, as you guys can see, is my boy Dobby. Dobby is one of my favorite characters in My Hero series. Is the enigma of him. Like he's just an awesome character. But this one was very much about him and like his youth and what he like the trials he went through as a child and what eventually made him or put him on the path that he's currently on to like destroy Endeavor. And then we got to see a lot of what actually happened with Ray, which is Endeavor's wife, Dobby's mom, and how their marriage was labeled a quirk marriage. Um and it's like one of the first times we're really hearing that term. We heard it way back, way back, but now they kind of like went into it and how her parents eventually like kind of like gave her off, but she willingly accepted the marriage to Endeavor because of like his prominent status in the world and him being like number two behind, All Might. And her parents was like she's a perfect match because she's a woman of ice and all that good stuff. And they actually kind of like talked a lot, and it seemed like they actually did really like each other early on, or loved each other early on. I don't doubt they still don't love each other now. I think just the stress that what you read later on um brought upon them because of Toya and what he was going through. Eventually, I think that kind of like weighed in on a relationship a lot as you read through this chapter. The chapter's titled "Careless Handling of Fire," and it's very evident that a lot of that did happen. Um, with Toya and his training. So Endeavor, which wasn't really told to us, Endeavor caught on really early that Toya wasn't gonna be able to surpass. Everything Endeavor's ever done was to surpass All Might, whether it be himself or his children. He want his lineage, his name, to be the name that became number one to surpass All Might and all that good stuff, right? So he did train Toya a lot, aka Dobby, a lot. And I put a lot of pressure on him, but he seemed very early on, which we didn't really know that. I know I assumed that um Toya was like maybe like a teen when Endeavor was like, nah, that's it. I thought he like put him through rigorous training all through youth until he was like this young teen and that's kind of like rebelled against him. But that's not the case. Endeavor actually gave up on him at a very young age, like elementary style school. So I want to say between like probably like 7 and 9 years old, maybe. Um, and the fire was already burning in Toya's heart to want to be a hero and want to surpass. It was already like embedded in him from the training with Endeavor. And so even when Endeavor was telling him, let's not, because he would never say he can't surpass him. He would just be like, just let's not, because you're damaging your body and stuff like that. Because they went to the doctor, seen the doctor, Endeavor and his wife, they seen the doctor and what the doctor had to say about young Toya and how his body wasn't built to burn. He was more built around ice. Even though he can't use the ice, he was more built. Maybe he can use the ice, and we just don't know it yet. But his body is built around like he's like ice redundant or what's the word? What's the word? Just like he just resistant to like he's more tolerable to ice than fire. So that's why the fire just like melts the hell out of him. I'm gonna look through this chapter really quick so I can um find out exactly what the doctor says, the exact words. Okay, so yeah, it says to be precise, he developed a body that has an aptitude for the cold rather than a tolerance for the fire. So yeah, so he has high tolerance for the cold, not the fire. So that's how his body is because of his mom. So he still gets some ice traits. It's just that he's more resistant to ice instead of being able to use it, like our boy Shoto. Yeah, so all the while this is happening, Endeavor is struggling. Um, to be a father because he is trying to deter his child from that, but at the same time, his child's already like wanting to become a hero because he's at elementary school. Other kids are already talking about becoming heroes. So Endeavor's telling him, no, you shouldn't. You know, you. It comes to a point where Endeavor finally tells him, like, you will not surpass him. even though Endeavor didn't want to be that father, and nobody wants to be that father, like to explain to their child they can't do something or to seek something else instead. That's a hard thing I can imagine to tell your child after pumping them up and telling them we're gonna do this and do that, and kind of like anyway, Toya just kept going with his training. He kept because he believed in himself that he could do it. So believing in yourself is a very strong thing, and once you get that, it's actually a good thing, but it can be bad. You don't kind of like realize all the other damages and stuff you could actually possibly cause to yourself and the people around you. But little Toya, he was just young, so he don't realize that stuff. You figure like he'll grow into it and understand. But once Endeavor really realized that Toya couldn't surpass, that's whenever we see Natsu being born, and him just trying to get him because he already had his daughter. Fuyumi was already born. They never say anything about her quirk. She has a quirk or anything. Endeavor just never trained her or did anything with her. It was all about Toya. And I believe Toya is older than Fuyumi. So it's Toya, Fuyumi, Natsu, and then Shoto age order. Um they're not too far apart though, Fuyumi and Toya. Um but I'm gonna show you guys this little image real quick. If I can pull this up. Boom. There it is. The family, and that's Natsu right there in the top image, and then we see Shoto right after that, and then the faces of them realizing that he's gonna be the one because of the hair, and we see him still training in the woods by himself. This is after him being told he can't do what he wanted to do, and then Shoto being born. So actually, Shoto being born even drove him even further because what it did with the birth of Shoto, it actually um not per se like you couldn't yeah, it did. It pissed him off kind of because he felt like his dad had given up on him. And that's when he started saying that he's going to surpass his father. Not only surpass All Might, he's going to surpass his father. So he started going out and training on his own and burning the crap out of himself. And his family would tell him like he got to stop. So Endeavor told him like he needs to look elsewhere to find his place in the world. It doesn't have to be a hero. He can make friends at school and play with his brothers and sisters. Meaning, Natsu and Nato and Fuyumi, and just like kind of like giving up on that dream of passing. And that's where he just got like super mad. He told him he can't because he's his son. Because he's like, if his son is kind of like it's in his blood to be driven to want to do something. Because of course, Endeavor's always been driven to pass All Might, and it's just in him to want to do that. And he lashes out and attacks um family. So 'cause he says dad ignited that in him, and he can't, and it won't go away. I can't get it out of his head. So like, I believe it's kind of weird because um from this image, what we were all told was that um Ray is the one who damaged Shoto's face. But looking at this panel here, it looks highly likely because we never seen what actually happened. We just kind of seen this little pot incident. And they said that's what did it. But looking at this image here, it looks like I'm gonna show it. You guys let me know what you think in the comment section below. Looking at this image here, it honestly looks like little Toya lashed out and went to attack out of control of his emotions, and he looks like he hit Johto because he was in his mom's arms, and yeah, that's a huge possibility. So the way I rate, I told you guys I don't rate like by number or anything like that. I just rate by just how I feel the quality of the chapter was, and this is high quality. This is a must read. I say go read it now. Read it as soon as possible. Damn my review. Go read it now. This is something that's deep. Is if this can affect someone's life because there's people that are live like this. Like they've had this kind of pressure applied on them as children to be great and whatever it may be. And I've seen stuff like this happen in real life. So this kind of makes me feel a certain type of way. But the substance in this is like really good. And I think this is a must read and it should be read now. But don't forget to like the video, subscribe, follow, check out our Patreon. Share this thing out. Let us know how we're doing. I'll check you guys in the next review. Peace out.